Yes, doctor.
Yes,
Good.
doctor, the PDF, right?
Yes, it is about the different definitions of translation. Some of you are
Yeah.
silent. So, where is Al-Khayzuran? She is absent. There is no need to call her name. Zahra Muhammad Dawood. Zahra, where are you, Zahra? Zahra, Zahra, you will be absent if you don't answer.
Yes,
Okay.
doctor.
Yes, good. I heard your name a few minutes ago. Yes, Zahra, have you read the assignment? It deals about the different definitions of translation. Did you read it? The
Yes,
file?
doctor.
Yes, good. What is your opinion about the content? Did you have a clear image about translation as a process, as a procedure, as a product? Can you tell us something about what you have read?
I don't know, doctor.
Why? Zahra Khalil.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, yes, Zahra. Have you read something? Did you tell us something, would you please, about translation?
Yeah. There is different definition of translation, and from where the translation is come, and how they explain it.
Yes. It is given by whom, these definitions?
Um, I think by the science and the art.
Science and art are giving definitions, or by whom? Some scholars of translation who consider translation either as a science or as an art, they have given these different explanation about the process of translation. So you didn't read,
Yeah,
all of you. It is clear that you didn't read your assignment. I may make a quiz right now.
I didn't know it's quiz actually.
Even
Just
if
I
it
read
is not
it.
a quiz, ladies, you have to read something in order to participate, in order to know something about what I'm talking in this lecture. Rawan, she is raising her hand now.
Yes, yes, doctor. Doctor, as we see, I read here, there is a many point of views of the scholars. Some of them said that it is a process. Some of them said it is reproducing. Yes, and we know, doctor, are you hearing me?
Yes, and you are
Yeah.
leaving the handouts
What?
right now, Rawan. I can hear you.
Uh,
بلبين
yeah. Okay.
الصفحات.
Yes, لا دكتور بس يعني قاري بس.
Technology
Yeah.
is great.
Yes. Doctor, the story of translation, it dates back from the Babylon Hammurabi, and some of scholars says that it is a science or art or skill. It depends on the translator
Yes,
itself. Yeah.
good. What about definition?
The
Which
general.
definition? Yes, there are different scholars. We have Holiday,
Yes.
Newmark, Naida and Taber, House, Juliana House,
Catford, Nida and
Tadford.
Tabor.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Naida, by the way, he
Uh,
is Naida. Naida. It is called Naida. Is Eugene Naida, one of the most important
neither.
scholars, yes, scholars of translation. He is one of the
Yes.
basic, a pillar in a translation theory.
Yes, the general definition of translation is the process of transferring message or meaning. So it deals with the meaning here,
Yes, good. Yes, we
from
are
the source language.
concentrating. Yes, from
Yeah,
the source to the
from source into the target language.
good.
Yeah, Catford says has another opinion. It is a process of substituting a text in our language for a text into another. So it is the same.
Yes, here he is
Mm.
concentrating on the text as a whole, not as
Yes.
segments. يعني النص كله مو أجزاء من عنده. Good, روان.
Yeah, and the most prominent definition is goes back to Newmark.
Newmark,
Here,
yes.
Newmark.
Newmark.
Yeah, here Newmark suggests that it is rendering meaning of the source language text into the target language, which it means that we want the idea behind the text, not
Yes, good.
rendering word by word.
Yes, good. What else? He added something else. There's something very important. He added another element.
He want to rendering the meaning that the author intended the text.
Yes, very good. He added the element of intention. He is concentrating on the intention of the author. يقول المؤلف الشاني شنو القصد مالته؟ ليش هو كتب هذا النص؟ What is the intended meaning of the original author? Very good, Rawan.
Yes, he wants to focus on the idea behind this text, the message behind.
Yes, very good. So when we translate, we have to know what is almost the exact intention of the author. Yes, very good.
Yes.
Who else? Zina. Sorry, Rawan, you want to add something?
No, I want just to continue, but you want Zina? Okay, it's okay.
No, it's okay, Rawan, complete.
Yeah. Complete, okay. After that, scholar Hatem and Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, they define.
By the way, Bassel Hatem, he is one of the most important translation scholars. He is of an Iraqi. He is Iraqi origin, of an Iraqi origin. من عمنا هذا عراقي أخونا.
Yes, very good. And Monday, Doctor, they define translation as the process of transferring a written text from source language into the target language. As I noticed here that it is they focus on translation as a process.
As a process,
transferring.
Yes.
They didn't say translation.
Yes, here as a process of translating. هنا نركز على process نفسه. As a process, they did not concentrate on the meaning, which is a transfer.
Yes.
They concentrated on the procedures of translation as a process, as a whole.
They maybe just want to they see the translation as transferring the text, for example, they from source language into target language. So they depend maybe word by word.
Yes, very good, Rowan. They didn't pay attention to word by word or word for word. They concentrated on what happens during the process of translation. What are the procedures taken by the translator? In other words, they paid greater attention to the translator herself or himself instead of the meaning of transference of meaning. Although meaning it is important, but they concentrated on the choices or decision taken by the translation. What does a translation do in a specific situation when faced with a specific problem?
Just like Naida and Tapper, they focus on the trouble or problems.
Naida concentrated. Yes, very good, Rowan. Excellent. You will get a full mark for your assignment. Yes.
Thank you.
I am Hamad Rashid. She joined now, but she will be absent. Tell her later. So, ladies, very good, Rawan.
You're welcome.
You want to add something?
We have criteria of the translation.
Yes, go ahead.
Doctor, a good translation, it's have a criteria from the ledger. There are many. First of all, should that translation be easier to understand to the reader, and smooth, and to be sorry, Doctor.
Idiomatic.
Yes. Yeah. It's be a translation. Yeah. It's be like it's be easier understand it, and to be yeah.
Idiomatic. Zina, say it. Repeat it. Idiomatic. I'll give you. Yes. Here we'll explain what does it mean to be idiomatic. Idiomatic. It means that sometimes when you pick a meaning, you think it is correct. It is adequate. But it is for a native speaker, it will seem as a literal translation. For instance, I'll give you different examples later on. Yes, complete.
Yeah, and translate should be to refer to another cultures and to
You mean that
the
translation should take consideration of cultural aspects, the cultural
yeah
issues?
yeah because
Can you
Doctor,
give
I
me an
understand.
example about the cultural aspects in translation?
So Doctor,
Can you give me an example about the cultural
um uh,
problems in translation?
it's like
Concerning food, for instance, when you come across تناولنا اليوم غداء
it can be from the
تناولت
so
السمك المسقوف for instance.
yeah
Yeah. How to translate سمك مسقوف for instance? Which kind of food? It is well known for the Iraqis, right?
yeah
In
we
our
can
Iraqi culture, we know the meaning of سمك مسقوف, سمك المسقوف. But
we
for the
can say
Egyptian, for instance,
like
for foreigners, do they know what does it mean for السمك المسقوف? This is called a cultural problem. Why? Because it is confined to the culture of the source text. هنا النص الأصلي بمشكلة ثقافية تخص الثقافة مالت عاداتهم تقاليدهم. Sometimes we have the names of clothes. Sometimes religious holidays, for instance. عيد
Doctor,
الفطر, for
sometimes
instance.
الأمثلة همات إنه صعب واحد يترجمها.
Yes, concerning the culture, I mean here. أكو في الثقافة
Yeah.
معناتها culture, it
Yeah.
means the customs, conventions, العادات والتقاليد of a specific society. So in our society, for instance, in our Arab culture in general, in our culture,
Yeah.
القهوة رمز الضيافة. القهوة رمز الضيافة, right? But in English, does it convey the same meaning, coffee, having coffee? Does it denote hospitality? Here we have a cultural difference between English and Arabic. Sometimes in a translation, we come across such kind of problems. Yes, good, Zina, very good. Who else?
And I remember the language of the knowledge of the grammar of the sources language plus the knowledge of the vocabulary as we good understanding of the text of the translated.
Yes, good.
And
the ability of what?
The ability of the translate or giving the text source language into the target language. Yeah,
Yes,
and we have a last thing that should the style of that grammar, the style of the translated is that should have all that like styles to refer to she or he translate like.
Yes,
everyone
good.
have all style of the translation.
Yes, we have to pay attention to the style of the writer. Good. Dania Saad. Thank you, Zina. Dania Saad, where are you?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Dania, go ahead. Have you read the assignment? What's your opinion?
No, Doctor, I don't read. Yeah.
Why?
I don't have a time.
To be honest, it is good, but it is bad for not participating, Dania.
Yeah.
Okay, Zahra Abdul Khaliq. I'll permit you for the first and the last time for today. Next time, you will get minus marks. Today, I have only Rawan. She has excellence, and Zina also. See the ladies, they are joining right now. All of those who joined after 9:45, they will be absent, even though they are present right now. Tell them later. Rawan, you are the mentor, the representative of this class, this group. Tell them later, those who joined late, they will be considered as absent, even though they are here now. Zahra Mohsen, you are raising your hand?
Yes,
Rande.
Doctor, about translation.
Yes.
Okay, Rande, later on. Yes, Zahra, what do you want to say?
Doctor, in my opinion, I think translation is move from one language in to language in a different language. Is
What do
derived
you mean by a
from
move?
the
What does it
Latin
mean, a
word
move? What do you mean? It is a move.
دكتور I think إنه يعني شلون مثلا
No,
انتقال
no,
من
don't say
لغة
it in
إلى
Arabic. Don't say it in Arabic. I'm asking
sorry.
you, have you read it carefully?
Yes,
Or you have
doctor,
just
yes.
come across it now? Yes. Which definition, in your opinion, is the best? Is well formulated? And why?
Yes,
Which one?
yes, doctor. I think is arranging from one language into another.
No, which definition? Give me the scholar name. A name of a translation scholar. Which scholar you
Is
prefer and why?
derived from the Latin word translation.
I'm asking you about a translation scholar. You know the meaning of a scholar? Give
As
me a definition.
process.
Thank you, Zahra. Thank you. Rande.
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
About
Which definition you like and why? Which one you
I like
prefer?
prefer the definition about Oxford University. This good translation.
Yes,
Like a
and why?
process of translation word or a text from another language into another. Like translation, a source language to a target language, any language in a word, and can be defined.
What about Naida? What is the point given by
حسنا
Naida?
دكتورة كانت طافية الكهرباء عندي زهراء يحيى
كيف الزهراء يعني دخلينا على كيف دخلينا بهدوء خرقتينا.
واختراعات عبال سجلتوني
You
غياب.
have to permit. You have to ask for a permission. Yes, you are absent. You have to ask for a permission. There are about 35 minutes. You are late 35 minutes, Zahra Yahya. So you have to fix your problem. It is not ours, it is yours. Fix it and to be present earlier next lecture. So, Randa, what about Naida? What about Naida? What did he say about translation?
He say Naida and Tabor say that translation is closer related to the problem of language, meaning and equivalence.
So what does it mean?
That means language translation very close. Not be problem about this translation.
Naida in particular. Yes, thank you, Randa. Naida and Tapper, they concentrated on a very important aspect in translation. As you know, translation, we've said before that it is how to render meaning from one language into another. For Naida in particular, he concentrated on a specific element. He said that translation is a reproducing of the original text in the target language by creating the same effect. ركز لنا على الترجمة. قال إنه لما تترجمون حاولوا تخلقون نفس الأثر التأثير الموجود بالنص الأصلي خلقوا لي إياه وين؟ بالنص المترجم. So translation from Maida's point of view is a process by which the effect which is found in the original text, in the source text, is reproduced, يعاد إنتاجه, is created or recreated in the target language by finding the right equivalent. What does it mean, equivalent? He is talking about how to create equivalent. Equivalent معناه المعنى المكافئ أو المقابل. When I say book in English, for instance, the equivalent meaning for the word book in Arabic is what? Kitab. So Naida is not satisfied with the transferring meaning only. He says that you have to create the same effect. شنو التأثير الموجود باللغة دي الأصلية؟ لازم نفسها تخلقوا وين؟ باللغة اللي تترجمون لها، اللغة الهدف. I'll give you certain examples to explain what NIDA means by reproducing the effect of translation. We'll take here, I'll share you this file, share with you. You see this blank file? You see this word?
Yes,
Long?
doctor.
Long. If I ask you, what's the meaning of the word long? You will check it in a dictionary and you will find different meanings. Like what? Zainab.
طويل.
طويل.
mean tall.
What else? Zainab Muhammad.
We can't say old.
Okay, yeah, we'll take different examples to know what does it mean. Here, we have the word long. Let's take another example. Here. You see these examples?
Yes.
So let's start with the first one. The session is 1 hour long. What's the meaning of session?
محاضرة حصة.
Or?
دكتور المحاضرة أو الجلسة أو المحاضرة.
جلسة, good. جلسة أو المحاضرة والحصة, good for you. So, how to translate this text?
مدة الجلسة ساعة واحدة.
Yes, very good, Sajja. Excellent. مدة الجلسة
ساعة واحدة.
ساعة واحدة. زينة. This is idiomatic translation. It means that it is to produce the acceptable version of the text in the target language. يعني بالطريقة المقبولة. This is idiomatic. Where are you, Zina?
Yes, with you, doctor.
Remember this word? This is a problematic word. So her translation, who's the translation? I forget. Sajja?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Sajja added. Yes, very good. She didn't say that الجلسة ساعة واحدة طول. If we translate it literally, right? We may say, if I translate it literally, some of you might translate it as الجلسة ساعة واحدة طويلة, right? This is a literal translation. Is it acceptable in Arabic to say such a text? It is not acceptable. This is idiomatic. So here, Sajja's translation is considered an idiomatic translation because she has taken care, a full consideration of the norms, of the conventions of the Arabic language. Here, then long is translated as what? As mudde. She didn't translate literally. Ladies, see the meaning of long here? When you check a dictionary, you will find it means طويل, متأخر. Here she translated the meaning. She did not replace the words in English with words in Arabic. No, she rendered, she conveyed meaning adequately. Very good, Sajja. Okay, what about this text. She is of a long face.
هي ذات
عليا. عليا.
دكتور بس آدم.
نعم يا الدكتورة.
أمنت عليا. Sorry. زينة. أمنت عليا حبيبتي. زينة, you want to ask something?
Doctor, I asked for the second one. Sorry.
No,
Mr.
sorry.
Adil.
عليا شمسي. عليا نعم.
نعم دكتورة. She is of a long face. I think صاحبة الوجه المتوق أو المشوق. يعني هي صاحبة الوجه المتوق.
Okay, good. عليا صاحبة الوجه المشوق.
نعم.
Okay. Why did you use المشوق?
يعني
when you check a dictionary, because you suppose
yes.
that you have checked the dictionary. Let's
yes.
consider that you have checked the dictionary and you found that one of the
yes.
meanings of the word long is
yes.
مشوق, متلهف. Good,
yes.
good for you because you have attempted. Very good.
Yes. Thank you.
زينب محمد, what do you say? Is it صاحب الوجه المشوق?
Can I say هي ذات وجه طويل?
ذات وجه طويل. Why? Because you didn't check a dictionary. You just rendered the word, which is yes, good for you. ذات الوجه الطويل. Here, she thinks that there are no vague words with this text. She translated like that. Even me, when I looked at it at the first time, I thought it is صاحبة الوجه الطويل أو ذات الوجه الطويل. What else? Seja.
The same زينب. هي ذات الوجه الطويل.
Why? Because you didn't check a dictionary. For me, I tried to check a dictionary and I was astonished because I discovered that she is of a long face. It doesn't convey the meaning of al-mushawwaq aliyah. It is a surprise. Surprise for you and me. I am Muhammad. What do you say?
Maybe like a depressed face.
Yes,
or
very
a sad
good.
face.
Yes, very good. That's it.
So this idiom,
translated.
take it like this idiom.
Yes, it translated. Good for you. I am Muhammad. She checked the dictionary and she surprises us by giving us the correct or the adequate meaning of the long face. I thought it of the وجه الطويل at the first moment. Later on, when I checked the dictionary, I found what I am Muhammad said. So in Arabic, ayah, how to translate it? This is an idiom. هذا مصطلح هنا. I am Muhammad.
Sorry, come again. I'm not hearing you.
You've said that when you check the dictionary, it is of the frowning face, of the depressed face. How to translate it into Arabic?
Yeah. Like
in Arabic.
Sorry. She has like in Arabic هي وجه ذات وجه حزين أو كئيب.
كئيب. Okay, good. See,
or maybe we can use like عابسة. That
very
وجه
good.
عبوس. Yeah.
Yes, in Arabic there is another expression which denotes
there's a lot of words. Yeah.
It's good for you, Aya. Aliyah, see, it is the opposite of mushawwaq.
Yes,
that's why translation is a serious and dangerous process unless you take a full care of the way you pick a certain meaning. When you check a dictionary, you will be on the safe side if you are dealing with the meanings of words only. Sometimes, as I told you, when we are dealing with cultural differences, the dictionary sometimes can't help us. But concerning the semantic meaning of a word, the dictionary is of a great help. Here, I am Muhammad has checked the dictionary for us and says that this is an idiom, هذا مصطلح, which denotes the meaning of something sad, depressed, frowning face. So in Arabic, what do we describe such kind of a face? معبس. ذات الوجه العبوس, right?
Yes.
صاحبة الوجه العبوس. Even that is a very good suggestion. What else? Is another alternative for the word long face, for the word العبوس?
صاحبة الوجه الحزين.
Not حزين هنا. Ladies, العبوس. عبسة. Even in Iraqi Arabic, we have such kind of expression in our Iraqi Arabic. What do we call such kind of a face? شو نسميه بالعراقي؟
الشاحب. Maybe.
No. Aya, you've said
Yeah.
that is of a frowning face, a depressed. شو نقول عليه
Yeah, we
بالعربي؟
can. Yeah, if we said to a person and sell like this word, we can use it like a shahab hamatin. Did you? In Arabic.
الشاحب denotes as if she's of a pale face, as if
Or
she
maybe
is
she
sad.
like a sick. Yeah.
Yes, sick. That's it. Here, frowning, العبوس or المكفهر، ذات وجه مكفهر.
Yeah.
بالعراقي شو نقول عليه؟
دكتورة نقول وجه معقوج، وجهها معقوج.
Good. What else?
دكتورة ما نقول عليهم طنقرة مرات.
مبوزة صحيح؟
صحيح.
بوزها شبرين, as if we always you say it, بوزها شبرين, as if we are referring to what? Of a long face. See? Sometimes cultures are similar, sometimes when they deal with such kind of expressions. Others, no, they are different. For instance, I'll give you another example. Now you've got the meaning here. المكفهر العبوس. Here it is incorrect or not adequate to say الوجه الطويل. So if we translate it literally, we will miss the point. You see? When you translate literally, you will miss the point of the message itself. You won't be able to convey the full meaning of the text. You will lose something. تشوفون خطورة الترجمة? Do we have another example here? So, there was a long line at the post office. What does it mean? Here we have another meaning for the word long. You see, the same word is used differently. By the way, ladies, how meaning is different in all these examples? You see, sometimes it is mud. Here we have mukfahar. In the other example, we have a long line. What does it mean, a long line? If we translate it literally, I need other volunteers.
طابور طويل.
طابور طويل. Good for you, Zahra. But I was waiting for the others to participate. Very good. Then there was a long line at the post office. Zahra, complete your translation since you guessed correctly.
هنالك طابور طويل عند مكتب البريد.
Very good. What does it mean, طابور? البريد. By the way, she conveyed meaning correctly, but in Arabic she made a very bad mistake. In Arabic, her translation is very good. Zahra, your translation is very good, but in Arabic, we don't say هنالك. It is a colloquial or one of the mistakes, one of the common mistakes of using Arabic because of being non-native, literally speaking. We forgot our Arabic. We forgot our standard Arabic. In Arabic, in standard Arabic, they don't say هنالك because هنالك or هناك. Where do we use هناك in Arabic? When you check the meaning of هناك, when do we use it? Zahra, I want you to answer me. Zahra Khalil.
Yeah.
Remember the word هناك? هنا, هناك.
Yeah, it's used for something is far away, I think.
Yes, good. For referring to a place.
Yeah.
We call it in Arabic أسماء الإشارة, right?
Yeah.
Good. So one of the common mistakes in Arabic that we use هناك or هنالك, which is a mistaken expression, to talk about the translation of there is or there was. When I say there is a book on the table, how to translate it?
There is a book on the table.
Not only you, Zahra, all of you, class. When I say there is a book on the table, it is a very simple text.
يوجد كتاب على الطاولة.
Yes, good, very good, Rawan. You've give me the gist. Some of you will say هناك كتاب على الطاولة على المنضدة, or هنالك, as some of you might prefer using the word هنالك. I think that all of you, almost all of you will say هناك كتاب على المنضدة. In Arabic, it is inappropriate. It is a mistaken use of Arabic to say هناك or هنالك كتاب. You have to say يوجد. Okay? So instead of using هناك, avoid it all the time. Don't translate there is or there was with هناك. So
Then we
instead
will
of using هنالك, what do you say, ladies? Let's discuss Zahra Khalil's translation. Instead of saying هنالك.
يوجد طابور طويل عند مكتب البريد.
No, Rawan, here you can't say يوجد. Because the tense, you have to look for the tense. In English, it is in the past.
Yes, دكتور. كان هناك.
Sarah, yes.
كان هناك طابور طويل عند المكتب البريد. Because tense past.
Okay.
وجد.
In Arabic, we don't prefer passive. We prefer active. I am Muhammad.
You can use هناك.
Where have you been? I don't hear me. I've been lecturing about the avoiding the use of هناك and هنالك.
There is different. Look, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but if you say like هناك, maybe they're like in the past, like there was or there were. But if you use like هنالك, it's maybe it's different. Maybe in the present.
This is your
as I know.
explanation. No, this is your own explanation. Now you are what? You are suggesting these things.
No,
so instead of you using هناك, we can say ثمة. كان ثمة. To avoid using هناك, because in هناك it is pointing to a place. You are pointing. قاعدة تشيرين. In this text, we are not referring or pointing to a specific place. We are saying a truth. We are stating. We are presenting a statement. قاعد نحكي عن موضوع. قاعد نعطي خبر. Okay? So in these different examples, as you see, the word long is used differently. In each example, in each text, the rendition or the translation of the text has differed greatly according to the context. Remember the context? It is the controlling theme, it is the atmosphere of the what? Of the text itself. Each text has its own context. Put it in mind. I'll give you another example concerning the word long. Sometimes you think that you don't need a dictionary, but other times you have to, it is obligatory to check the dictionary. When you remember the long face woman, here we have the long head man. When you check it in a dictionary, so how to translate it?
The headman, it means the president, or maybe like something who relates.
Here you didn't. You didn't check a dictionary. You thought you know the meaning.
No, but I heard it like previously when I just like called some channel, like he said headman, it means like a president, like رئيس أو كذا هيك.
Here as one word, headman as one
long
word.
Head. Long head.
Sorry. A long head, yes. Here, there is another meaning in a dictionary.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, when you check a dictionary, you will find that Seja, good eye. Seja Jamal, you are raising your hand? Seja Adil.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes.
رأيت الرجل ذو الرأس الطويل.
Yes, good. She checked the dictionary. الرأس الطويل or الرأس المستطيل. أكو some faces are of a long head. رأس مستطيل. Here, it has another meaning. Although we have a long face, you see sometimes translation is misleading. You have to be very careful when picking the correct meaning. The same word, see, we'll have a different translation now. I saw the long, I'll make it hyphenated. You know the meaning of hyphenated? Hyphenated, it means that I'm going to use hyphen. هذه يسموها hyphen الشارحة. So if it is a hyphenated text, long, I saw the long-headed man. So what's the meaning here of this text? How to be translated? Long-headed with the use of this hyphen, meaning is totally different. رأيت الرجل صاحب الرأس المستطيل, or what here? When you check it, you'll find another meaning. So it is a great surprise. طيبة أحمد, you are raising your hand?
Yes, doctor. I think رأيت الرئيس الأسبق أو الماستر يعني.
Did you check it?
Long man, headman. Sorry.
The long-headed man. Did you check it in a dictionary?
I check headman.
No, حبيبتي. It is the long-headed man. رندة, thank you, طيبة. رندة طه.
Yes, miss. رأيت رجل طويل الرأس.
So you are here translating literally just like this one. Here, the long-headed, it means the wise man. رأيت الرجل الحكيم. See? Surprise, right?
Yeah, doctor.
It is a totally different translation. That's why I've told you from the very beginning, you have to be careful. Don't be deceived by words. Words are misleading. There is a context. أكو فد مناخ معين يحكم النص. In each context, you have to look for the meaning within a context. Don't pick words in isolation. لا تأزلين الكلمات وحدها. There are certain relationships among the words within a specific text. So in each text, we have a context. Meaning is what? It's taken within a specific context. Is it understood up to now?
Yeah, doctor.
Okay, I'll drink some water. I'll be back within a few. Hello again, ladies.
Hello.
You hear me? Good.
Yes.
So all
Yeah.
these examples tell us that we have to be very careful when choosing a specific meaning, because words, we are not concerned in translation with the replacement of words. We are after meaning. See? And remember remember in our last lecture that we shared this PowerPoint? I'll share it again to complete. What does it mean? What does the translation mean? Okay. Different files. Just to see. Yes, this is. You see it now? We've talked about online dictionaries, and we've chosen the Cambridge Dictionary. If I ask you now to check the meaning in a dictionary, to check the meaning, I'll share it in the chat box. And try to check the meaning of the word economic. Economic. This is the chat box. You see the link right now? You found it in the chat box?
Yeah, doctor.
Yes, press it. By the way, you are using your mobiles or a laptop?
Mobile phone, doctor.
Okay, so try to check the meaning of the word economic. So, try to check the meaning of the word economic versus the word economical. What's the difference between the two? What's the meaning of the word economic? Yeah. Economic. What's the meaning of the word economic?
اقتصاد.
As an adjective, not as a name. Economy, اقتصاد. Economic. What?
اقتصادية.
اقتصادي or اقتصادية. Good. This is an adjective. What about economical? It is also اقتصادي أو اقتصادية. Right? But what's the difference? What's the difference between economic and economical? I'll give you an example to tell you the difference between the two. I'll share another file. By the way, ladies, do you consider it a good way to share files in the classroom, in the Meet?
Yes, sure, doctor.
Okay. Here, the government is a poor dynamic state. Look, here, this is our word, economic. You've said it is اقتصادي. So how to translate this text? What do you say?
الحكومة في حالة اقتصادية فقيرة أو مدمرة.
Okay, Roman. Okay, Roman. I'll keep your translation later. Good. What do you say, ladies?
Okay.
I need other suggestions. Sarah Maitham. Sarah, you are raising your hand? Alia.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor. I want to say
الحكومة في لا
A minute, Alia, حبيبتي. Sarah Maitham, you've raised your hand and then you disappeared. Yes, Sarah Maitham. Yes, translated.
yes, doctor. I want to say like روان. I want to say like روان الحكومة في حالة اقتصادية ضعيفة أو فقيرة.
علياء.
يس دكتور، الحكومة في حصار اقتصادي.
Okay. Another suggestion. زهرة محسن.
يس دكتور، الحكومة في وضع اقتصادي سيء.
Okay. آية محمد.
Yeah, the same like in the bad economic أو سيء أو متردي.
What is the same?
There's two words. Bad
Say it
economic.
as a full stop.
يا الحكومة في حالة اقتصادية ضعيفة أو متردية.
By the way, don't say, all of you ladies, don't say something or something. You have to be firm. That's another suggestion. Just like Zahra. Okay. Ladies, as you see here, الحكومة في حالة اقتصادية ضعيفة. Who said فقيرة? I think she said فقيرة. I remember. One of the students. Here, poor. Does it denote فقير? Does it mean فقير here, being poor? What's the meaning of poor?
دكتور هي ضعيف بس إلها معنى آخر همين. فقير العفو بس إلها معنى آخر ضعيف.
فقير.
It means here a very bad situation. متردية أو سيء. Okay, it doesn't mean poor here as فقير. Concerning علياء, you've said الحكومة في حصار اقتصادي. Do we have any mention for the word blockade, حصار?
No.
Where did you get the theme of حصار? You are not allowed to suggest something or to add some other meaning. حصار is a different meaning عن الحالة الاقتصادية السيئة. Right, علياء?
دكتور, yes.
Good for you. What about الحكومة في حالة اقتصادية ضعيفة أو في وضع اقتصادي instead of حالة? Do we have another suggestion? All of these suggestions, they are talking about the bad situation of the government. الوضع أو الحالة الوضع الاقتصادي السيء بعد الحكومة في الحكومة الذي تمر الحكومة. Here, in these sentences, in these texts, all of you are using a nominal sentence. You know the meaning of nominal? جملة اسمية. Right? All these renditions are from the kind of a nominal sentence. Why didn't you use a verbal sentence to denote the same meaning? Can you use a verbal? You know the meaning of a verbal sentence. Verbal sentence, ladies. جملة فعلية. Yes, جملة فعلية. Can you use a جملة فعلية, a verbal sentence, to denote the same meaning, to render the same meaning?
وضع الحكومة متردي.
What, Rawan? Let me write it.
وضع الحكومة متردي. أوضاع.
Where is the verb? Where is the verb? When you say وضع الحكومة أو حالة الحكومة, you are starting. Are you starting with a verb or a noun? Both of them are nouns.
Noun.
الجملة الفعلية, the verbal sentence is the sentence that starts with the verb. In Arabic, I mean. الجملة الفعلية تبدأ فعل.
Can we say الحكومة في وضع متردي?
زهرة خليل.
Can we say أصبحت الحكومة في وضع متردي?
أصبحت here. Okay. Look at your original text. That's the source text. Is it in the past?
No, Doctor.
No. The tense, it is very important, ladies. You have to analyze the text. It is in the present. So when we use the present, it means that this is a fact. But you've rendered it as in the past, as if it is over, while it is in the present. It means it is up to now. It is a fact. So is it acceptable to use it in the past? Zahra?
No.
Good. You answered yourself. Sarah
دكتور
Khan.
كان يس دكتور
Yes, go ahead.
دكتور نقول الحكومة في حالة اقتصادية ضعيفة أو متردية.
Are you with me? I'm saying that you have to start with the verb. Where is the verb?
Okay.
Can I say
يتراجع.
تمر الحكومة بوضع اقتصادي سيء؟ So and so.
Yes. لأن تمر تبدي فعل مضارع.
Ladies, when I use this expression, you have to ask
Doctor, we
yourself.
can say
تمر الحكومة. مو تمر، أبالكم تمر. Ladies, when you use a certain expression, you have to ask yourself, did I change meaning? So ask yourself, did I change meaning when I use the verbal structure? Is meaning
No,
changed?
I don't think they change.
There is no change in meaning. Meaning is intact. مثل ما هو سليم, intact.
The same
But
meaning.
I've changed, well, the construction of the text, I've made it a little bit more Arabic. It sounds more Arabic, right? Because Arabs prefer the verbal construction over the nominal. العرب يحبون التركيب الجملة الفعلية عادة. You will learn by practice that it is preferably to use a verbal construction of sentences. Okay? Now, when I say here, I've used the word economic. Now, ladies, you're walking, طبعا. What does it mean here? Or I'll give you a clearer example. A minute, don't answer, please, in order to make them understand the difference. Yes. Here, there is an Is it clear? What's wrong with you? Doesn't accept being separated. Suppose that it is separated. There's an increasing demand for cars that are economical on fuel. I'll write it again. You see it clearly? Oh dear. Separated, I don't know.
It's clear.
So here,
Yeah.
here we have economical.
Yeah.
In the previous lecture, we have economic. Now, there is an increasing demand for cars that are economical on fuel. What's the meaning of economical? I told you, both of them mean اقتصادي, right? When you check it in an English-Arabic dictionary, you will find it, the meaning is اقتصادي. But there is a huge difference between اقتصادي as economic and اقتصادي as economical. Can you tell me before starting to translate the text? شنو الفرق بين economic and economical? What's the difference between the two? Both of them sound similar, identical, but they are not. تعرفون الفرق بيناتهم؟ I'll show you what's the difference between the two by sharing this. What is it? Yes. By sharing the window again. Look at this image. It is a very nice one. It explains the difference between economic and economical. Economic, it is relating to money, to industry, to trade, فشيء له علاقة بالاقتصاد in general. So the president's economic programs are full of contradictions. هنا البرامج الاقتصادية التي جاء بها الرئيس شبيها are full of contradictions. Are full of contradiction. مليئة بالتناقضات. إذن هنا economic program يتعلق بشنو؟ بالاقتصاد. Concerning economy يتعلق بعلم الاقتصاد، بالتجارة، بالصناعة، بالاقتصاد نفسه economy. إذا تشوفون see relating to the economy إلى علاقة بعلم الاقتصاد. Is it clear, ladies?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. What about economical? Economical, it means efficient, thrifty. معناها شبيه؟ مقتصد. اقتصادي، بس شنو هنا اقتصادي؟ مقتصد. Walking to work is always economical. إذن أنا المشي للعمل إيش بيه؟ يوفر لي نفقات، اقتصادي. تشوفون الفرق؟ It is a huge difference. What?
Like adjective?
Both of them are adjectives, ladies. But as I told you, each one is used in a specific context. أنا مو حكيت لكم قبل شوي عن الcontext. I've told you that each text is translated within a specific context. تذكرون? I've told you the context is the atmosphere, is the controlling theme of a text. فلما تترجمين you have to ask yourself in which context this text is used. Just like the word economic, it is used within the field of economy. علم الاقتصاد فشيء له علاقة بالاقتصاد، بالتجارة، بالزراعة، بالصناعة. بينما economical معناه when I describe a woman, she is an economical woman. Here it doesn't mean that لها علاقة إنه هي امرأة سيدة أعمال أو لها علاقة تشتغل بالتجارة. It means what? إنها شبيهة اقتصادية، بتقتصد بالأشياء. And this is a huge difference between the two. واضحة هسه الفكرة بنات؟
Yes,
Doctor,
الصمت الرهيبي.
economic is more general than economical.
No,
Is
no,
that
it
right?
is not concerned with being general. Yes, yes, economical. It is used in a specific situation, ladies. When I use the word اقتصادي in Arabic within the field of what? Of saving money. لما أحاول أوفر money يعني بعض المال. It means that I am economical. أنا اقتصادية هنا. أوفر مقتصدة. But when I say that he works within the field of business, so he is a very good economic man. هنا أنا دا أشتغل على حقل الأعمال business man هو صار. إذا المجال اللي يشتغل به economic الاقتصاد نفسه علم الاقتصاد. واضحة؟ All these things should be taken into consideration when in translation. I'll give you a similar example. You know the meaning of the word historical? I'll write it.
تاريخي.
Good. I'll write it. See? Example. بنات تفتهموني وياي؟
Yes دكتور.
Yes, doctor.
This is a historical book. What does it mean?
هذا كتاب تاريخي.
كتاب
Good. هذا كتاب تاريخي. What does it mean تاريخي? What does it mean تاريخي here?
because
أثري.
you can take
أثري
about
أو
the event.
قديم.
It talks about history. It means that it is related to history. كتاب تاريخي يتناول التاريخ, for instance, about the history of Iraq. واضح؟ كتاب تاريخي, it is related to history in one way or another. But when I say look at the difference. Here. خليهم نفس الصفحة. Here I have historical. See the difference between the two. Historical and historic. What's the difference? By the way, what's the meaning of address by the president?
Address
يعني عنوان البريزيدنت رئيس. صح؟
So, how to translate it, although we are late. هذا عنوان.
هذا خطاب تاريخي للرئيس.
Very good, excellent. So, it is هذا مو عنوان. هذا خطاب تاريخي. Who is it? Who is talking? Who is talking now?
سارة دكتور.
Who said خطاب? Sarah, good for you. Very good, Sarah. So, هذا خطاب تاريخي. Can I say من قبل, by? This is one of the prohibitions. This is one of the no's of translation. No, one of the no. A huge no in translation. Don't say من قبل. هذا خطاب تاريخي للرئيس. ألقاه الرئيس. Later on, we are going to explain it. But I just want to show you the difference between historic and historical. What's the difference between the two? اثنينهم هنا بالعربي. Both of them تاريخي. Right? But what's the difference? In English, they are different. One of them is historical and the other is historic. In Arabic, they are the same. How can I differentiate between the two? بنات, when I say a historical book, معناه الكتاب متعلق بالتاريخ. قد يتكلم عن تاريخ العراق القديم. لكن لما أقول هذا خطاب تاريخي للرئيس, it means what? It means a very important and significant address. تشوفون الفرق؟ خطاب تاريخي معناه historic يعني كلش مهم. أو خطاب historical مثلا. إذا historical معناه يتعلق بأمور التاريخ. See, translation is not concerned with the replacement of words. Is it understood?
دكتور.
So I'm the one who should say a very big thank you to all of you who are present, who were present from the very beginning of the lecture up to now. See you next lecture, inshallah. Inshallah.
See you, doctor.
Till then, goodbye and best of luck.
Farewell.
Stop recording.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay.